The warning came in broken pulses, buried deep in a subspace transmission salvaged from the ruins of the Trover Dominion. It was a whisper barely decipherable, recorded on a corroded archive buoy drifting to the ashes of a fallen fleet. It said only one thing, repeated 6 times. Do not go to Earth. It is not what it seems. It is a trap. Most of the Galactic Empire dismissed it as nonsense. The Trover had been arrogant, too arrogant to admit they had lost a war against primitives. They must have self-destructed out of shame. But a few listened. Admiral Zareth of the Zinthari Regulus fleet had clawed his way up the command hierarchy through blood and brilliance. He had no time for superstition or myths, yet something about the way the Trover transmission repeated, with an edge of panic not typical of a dying civilization, stuck with him. He brought it up once, during a war council. The laughter around the table had been almost insulting. Earth? That forgotten cradle of carbon-based life? The primitives who didn't even have interstellar flight. When we mapped the Orion Arm? Spare me, Zareth, scoffed Grand Marshal Korath, his 12 ocular nodules flickering with smug superiority. The humans are nothing. Their world is nothing. We will subjugate in hours, perhaps minutes. And so, despite every hint in the warning, the Empire sent its ships, not scouts, not diplomats, an entire planetary assault battalion, 12 fleet carriers, 40 dreadnoughts, orbital strike platforms, fusion lances, atmospheric destabilizers, all positioned above Earth like a god preparing judgment. And Earth did nothing. No defense grid powered on. No fleet scrambled. The planet stayed utterly still. Zareth watched the feed from orbit. Blue oceans, green continents, a scattering of cities along the edges. Unarmored, unguarded. He turned to his communication officer. Have we received a response to our hail? No, Admiral. Earth remained silent. Korath laughed from his command throne, voice echoing through the fleet-wide broadcast. You see? They are broken. Overwhelmed by our arrival. Begins surface pacification. Still, Zareth hesitated. Something about this felt too easy. The drop ships launched. Hundreds of thousands of Empire soldiers descended like a meteor storm, ready to sweep across continents. They landed, and they vanished. No return signal. No telemetry. No death alerts. Just gone. One by one, platoons ceased transmitting. First contact units entered cities and never came out. Tactical probes showed nothing. No damage. No wreckage. No signs of violence. They had simply disappeared. Still no Earth retaliation. No missiles. No fighters. No resistance. It was as if the planet was watching. Korath grew irritated. He ordered a saturation bombing of North America, just to provoke a response. Dreadnoughts launched continent-busting fusion rounds. They arced toward Earth's surface, and then froze midair, shimmering with blue light, before reversing course. At impossible speed, the bombs returned to their launch ships and detonated, for dreadnoughts became blossoming stars of death in seconds. The Empire fleet staggered. Shields flared across the command network. Crew members screamed. Zareth barked orders to pull back, to regroup, but the chaos spread faster than he could contain it. Then Earth spoke, not through subspace, not through comms, but through every screen, every data panel, every sensor array aboard every Imperial ship. A face, human, female, calm, dark eyes, and an expression like the quiet before a funeral. You were warned, she said. Her voice bypassed translation algorithms, delivered its message directly to every mind. You brought weapons to our home. You dropped soldiers onto our land. You believed your strength was enough. But you do not understand Earth. You do not understand us. The fleet's AIs malfunctioned. Calculations looped. Engines misfired. The artificial gravity reversed for 3 seconds, just enough to kill thousands. Zareth stared at the screen. This is impossible, muttered his chief engineer. Nothing can penetrate our systems like this. Not without. Without being inside already, Zareth finished. The face smiled almost sadly. You see only what you think you dominate. You did not see what we become. You missed the wars we never told the galaxy about. You miss what we buried under ice and mountain and sea. You thought Earth was silent because we are weak. We were silent because we were ready. Another screen flickered. Live footage now. One of the Empire's fallen landing sites. Hundreds of human soldiers, moving through the trees in silent formations, unarmored, unburdened by any exosuit, and yet more lethal than anything the Empire had seen. They wielded railguns that fired without sound, drones that shimmered and vanished, and something worse. Their faces showed no fear, no rage, just precision. One by one, Imperial officers saw the truth. Their legions hadn't been destroyed by some planetary defense grid. They had been hunted. Who are they? Korath demanded. What kind of primitives fight like that? The face returned to the screen. You wanted a trap? The voice said. So we built you one. Years ago, when the Trover tried to invade, we let them land. We let them think they had won. And then we studied them. We studied you. Every species that came to Earth taught us more. Your biology, your tactics, your arrogance. Behind her, the image shifted. One of the orbital strike platforms, the Empire's most advanced weapon, was now floating above Earth with a human flag hanging from its side. We don't need to conquer worlds. We just need to be forgotten until you come back, until you step on our soil thinking it is yours. And then we remember. Korath screamed to fire everything. Plasma, antimatter, core bombs. Nothing launched. Every targeting system was dead. Every missile refused ignition. Then came the third signal, broadcast from inside the fleet itself. Human warships, cloaked in some new gravity-distorting tech, shimmered into visibility. Only 12 of them, but each one larger than an Empire dreadnought. Silent, black, no lights, no markings, like ancient predators. Those ships, someone whispered, they're not in any database. One of them fired. No light, no sound, just a flash, and one Empire carrier split in half. No shielding detected, no propulsion signature, just pure annihilation. Zareth turned to Korath. Withdraw. Now. But the Grand Marshal's mind had cracked. He was muttering, eyes wide. There were stories in the archives about Earth once ruling the stars long before the Empire ever formed, but it was erased. A purge. His voice became a whisper. We were warned. We were warned. The human face returned for the final time. This is your only message. This is your only mercy. Leave. Tell your Empire. Earth is not a target. Earth is not prey. Earth is the reason your ancestors crawled into the stars, to escape us. You should have stayed away. The screen cut. Within moments, Earth disappeared from every scan. Sensors showed a lifeless rock, a camouflage field so perfect it mimicked planetary death. Zareth didn't wait. He pulled what was left of the fleet back into warp, ignoring the screaming of corrupted systems, the whispers of dead officers still echoing in audio logs. They left the Sol system in silence. The Empire would spin a different story. A data glitch, a sabotage, a failed mission. Anything to avoid admitting they had been outclassed. Broken. But Zareth knew the warning had been true. Earth is a trap, and the galaxy would never understand just how close it came to ending.